It.
A friend?
A dear friend. Who was it? I wasn't here. Was it Liz?
No.
I would love...
Would you love to meet Liz?
I would love to meet Liz.
What would you say?
Hi.
Nice. Glass of Shardy?
Glass of Shardy, why are you so fucking nuts? What went wrong?
Yeah?
What do you think did go wrong?
For Liz Truss?
Yeah.
Now you're interviewing me. What did I think went wrong? I think all of
Do you
it.
think she was like that always?
Yeah, I think she's always
Like
fucking mad.
when she was like a little toddler, she was sort of tottering around going, we should jail the gays. And then just sort of,
Probably.
yeah. That's why I like
Talking
her.
about inflation.
Good,
So-
clean fun.
I thought we'd start, seeing as we're at Student Pride, I thought I'd start by asking you about your experience of life as a student.
Yes.
Where you went to Manchester.
I went to Manchester University.
No whoops from the room.
Anyone else from Manchester University?
No, not one. They couldn't give a fuck.
The Avanti West Coast train is expensive.
Yeah.
Yes, went to Manchester University. I was going to slag off Avanti West Coast.
You can if you like.
They're shit.
Okay.
That's it.
You could do a TV special about it.
Wonder if there are any other brands that might be shit. Won't mention that. Too soon. I went to Manchester University. I studied drama with English. It was a 3-year course. And I thought the course was not great.
Okay. Why?
I think a lot of arts courses get sort of sidelined because the university needs the money for the science courses.
Did someone just agree with that? Is that what that was? Yeah.
I mean,
that's okay. You can agree. We're encouraging you to get involved. It's okay.
Yes, and also it's a total guess. I actually have no idea how the fiscal thing works in a university. I've never run one. I have no idea. I just know that my experience was I felt that we were being kind of, thanks for the cash, we'll pop it over here, and you get on with whatever. There were things like, there was a theatre that they had there, a university theatre, and they made it very difficult for the students to actually use the theatre, but would hire it out to other people.
Right.
So I wasn't mad impressed with the course, but the experience of being in Manchester and the experience of being around other creative people who wanted to make things and wanted to do things off their own back was really infectious. And there were lots of really good people there who have become playwrights and comedians and performers and all of that. So I really loved being in a kind of bubble with lots of people with sort of energies to make things. And so that was what was really great about being at university, I think.
And did you, were you doing stand-up while you were at uni?
I started when I was at uni, yeah. I wanted to be an actor. That was my original idea. And then I only got one role at university, which was in Sunday in the Park with George.
Great musical.
A very good musical. I was the baker, and my only line was, I made your favourite, cream puffs, which in hindsight feels like a hate crime that they gave me that. And so, yeah, I wasn't getting any good roles, and I just thought, do you know what, I'll try some other stuff. And saw a stand-up gig come up where you could audition and it was like a charity gig, and I thought, I'll give that a try. It's a mad thing to do stand-up.
Yeah, it's really mad.
And I don't really know what I don't think if I hadn't done stand-up, I would do it. It's so high risk and scary and...
Also quite embarrassing. To sort of go, I think everyone should just listen to me. I appreciate the irony that we're on stage talking and you all aren't mic'd up. But it
should be mic'd up. I'd love that. If everyone in here was mic'd up. There's full chaos. But it didn't go through these speakers. It went through speakers at the Tory conference. That would be really fun. Yes, so I was just trying different stuff. And then it is really addictive stand-up. You know yourself as a fabulous stand-up, that there's something about that hit of laughter and the endorphins and the sense that we're all in this little club together, and that thing that night is the only time that thing will happen, and it will be lost to the ether and a special communal thing. I love stand-up.
And your most recent stand-up show, which was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. Now, are you up for talking about it? Because I know it's sort of gone out as a special now.
Yeah, fine.
About what happened with it and what the whole plan was.
Yeah.
Because I thought it might be a nice thing to tell the audience about sort of, you played a massive trick on your hometown.
Yeah. It's really hard to sort of, because I talked about it on the radio the other week, and I kind of, I didn't describe it brilliantly, because it sort of, I describe it as accurately as I can in the show. But basically, I live in an area of Birmingham called King's Heath, and we'd had a lot of protests outside schools, anti-LGBT protests. There's a brilliant initiative called No Outsiders, which is to help kids. They're a series of books, essentially, to help kids understand that there are other ways of being that are not just straight and cis, and that's okay. And it's just a way of educating in schools, and it's completely harmless, and it's non-sexual. It's about identity, really. And there were huge protests. There was a lot of media about it, about these protests in Birmingham. And so there was a sort of sense that I sort of didn't feel welcome in my local area. My local MP was on the side of the protesters and not on the side of the LGBT community. And I just felt that that was wrong, and that something should be done about it. Also, I felt was wrong is that my house that I bought a while ago, apparently I was told by this estate agent I'd overpaid on it. And I was annoyed about that, because I thought, you know, I'd been ripped off, basically. And I discovered that areas that are gay villages have higher house prices than areas that are not.
Yes.
Sort of form of gentrification. But I also saw this thing going on where there was sort of homophobic protests going on, and I thought, if I can get rid of those, make the area gay, I'll solve that problem and get my house price up. So what I did was tried to turn my area called King's Heath into Queen's Heath by setting up a series of fake events, essentially, which then became real events. And now every year we have a Queen's Heath Pride, which is a community event. We've done it for the last 4 years.
It's amazing. It's so brilliant. And I think the lovely thing that you shared in the show is that how much the whole sort of city got behind it.
Yeah.
Like the whole area, like in places that you thought, oh, maybe that wouldn't be super gay friendly.
Yes.
Everyone seemed to really get on board.
Well, what was beautiful about it is because I did it undercover, because I thought if people know that I'm anything to do with it, they'll think it's a sort of stunt, and it won't happen naturally.
Yeah.
So I did it under aliases, and I organised this first Pride as an American man called Ken.
Yes.
Using a burner phone.
Yes. And you wore a big paper mache hat.
And I was there, but under a big paper mache hat. And what I was really moved on that first Pride, because it was just people coming out and saying, we believe in this, and we are queer or whatever, or allies, and there was loads of people in attendance. It was really beautiful. I can't remember the numbers. It was potentially thousands, I think, came on that over the day. It was a few hundred at least, and it was really just an organic thing that I'd sort of coordinated with a few little things, but really it was people going, yeah, we want a Pride here, and we've wanted one for ages, and it's, you know, now it's an actual thing.
Did your house price go up?
And the house price went up, yeah.
Nice. Nice. Now, you mentioned then about sort of you didn't want it to seem like a stunt. You have sort of become known in recent years as someone that likes doing stunts.
A naughty boy.
A very, very naughty boy.
Yeah.
I mean, going on Laura Kuenssberg and saying that you're very right-wing.
Yeah.
How pissed off was Laura Kuenssberg?
She wasn't pissed off on the day. She was very nice on the day. But even
when she kept going, but Joe, this is a serious programme.
Yeah.
You kept going, I know, I'm right-wing, it's serious.
I'm not a serious person. She wasn't annoyed on the day, but she did say to me that one thing she was, I don't know if she said she was nervous about it, but one thing she sort of didn't want was to get on the front page of the Daily Mail. And then the next day it was on the front page of the Daily Mail. So I did sort of maybe pissed her off about that. But I thought she was very lovely, very polite, and I was very grateful to be on the show, and I thought that was very nice. But also, if you're going to have someone as mad as Liz Truss on, I'm going to take the piss.
Yeah.
That will happen. And actually, the person I should have taken the piss out of really was Rishi Sunak, because he's the real villain now. Liz Truss is also a villain, but Rishi's the... I was just scared of him because of the lies around COVID and lockdown and the parties. And he was convicted, he got a fine. And just all the lies around it, I was really cross with them. And so there was a lot of anger in me. And anger normally comes out as silliness.
We've had this conversation before, just as friends, but that is something that seems to really fuel... Your comedy, I think people will be quite surprised, is hilarious always, and often really silly and really poking fun at things. But quite frequently, it seems that it really comes from true rage.
Yes.
Is that true? Do you think that's fair?
Yeah. Someone described it as something as velvet rage, which I thought was really
that's nice. Tipping the velvet rage.
Tipping the velvet rage. I think when I get angry, I'm not combative in a, alpha sense. I think that's clear. I couldn't throw a punch if I'd tried. I probably could, actually.
I think you could be quite tough.
I think I'd be more scratchy than punchy.
I think you'd be hair pulley.
Hair pulley.
Wedgies.
Bitey.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sexy.
Okay. Let's see what happens after the show, Suzi.
Keeping the options open.
Keeping the options open. So I was sort of finding a way of channeling that anger about the state of things, and I suppose jokes is a good way of funneling that, making things. But someone said to me that they like to be for something rather than against it.
Yes.
And I thought that was a really lovely way of looking at life, that
to be defined by things you love rather than things you hate.
Yeah, but also if you're angry about something or there's an injustice somewhere, rather than go, that's wrong, and sort of shout about it and sort of try and tear the thing down, try and make something and be positive about the opposite of it.
Yeah.
Essentially. It's quite a simple way of looking at things, but I think that's something to hold on to in those situations. And so if I can make laughter out of my anger, and I can make people think about the issue, then that's a good thing.
Now, I'm sure most of the people in the room will be aware of the brilliant stunt you did last year during the Qatar World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
With David Beckham.
Yes.
I mean, that was just fucking brilliant.
It was scary as hell.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because I was texting you during that time being like, is that real money? What are you doing? Oh, Joe, don't fuck it up.
Yeah, thank you for that. People were worried, because I had to be very
about you, because
sort of careful about, I just sort of, only the team that were working on that show did I sort of tell the truth of it. And
so what was the beginning of the idea for you? Did you read something? Obviously, we all knew about David Beckham taking all that money and the fact that he had previously been sort of an Attitude cover star and sort of been a bit of a ally for money, maybe.
I don't know. I don't really know why he does anything.
No,
really, I don't know. I'm sure he has.
You watched the documentary?
No, I've not.
It's fascinating.
Apparently, he seems like a nice man.
He does, but he takes so long cooking a mushroom that you think that you do just end up going, you do have too much money. If you've got an hour to cook a mushroom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that is sort of fascinating.
How does he cook the mushroom?
Well, he's got this big, this is what you were hoping for, right? Okay, good. He's got this big sort of grill, sort of like the type you might see on a burger van.
Yeah.
That's just sort of flat.
Where?
In his garden, he's got a cooking shed. And he wears a flat cap throughout, which again I think is a weird move.
Sure.
Because he's indoors.
Yeah.
And not in Peaky Blinders. So, there's a lot happening.
Loads of red flags going off here.
Non-stop.
Yeah.
Non-stop. And it's basically bunting at this point. And he's cooking a mushroom whilst doing sort of a piece to camera. But it's sort of about 15 minutes of him spraying the mushroom with butter and then turning it.
Spraying with butter?
Well, or with oil or something. And then
like one of the kind of...
Yeah, and then he puts like...
single-calorie sprays?
Yeah, and then he might put like a bit of rosemary.
That's the worst thing I've heard about him, actually.
Yeah.
Those little sprays, I think, get a life.
Do you?
Liberal with oil, lovely.
Liberal with oil?
Liberal.
It's the only thing you're liberal about.
Yeah.
So, anyway, then he eats the mushroom, and he goes, that was really nice. And that was it. But anyway, back to Qatar. Is that what?
I'm
Is
angry.
this interviewing?
No, I'm angry again now about him. The anger had
Has this helped?
subsided. Yeah, that was really nice.
So, what was it that you saw that you thought, I need to fucking do something about this? Because it was during the time that you were doing your brilliant show.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
Like Joe Lycett Has Your Back.
Yeah. Well, basically, I could see the World Cup on the horizon, and it was in Qatar, and everyone was getting excited about that in sort of football world, and it just felt like the whole sort of conversation was just, isn't this great, lovely, brilliant, football, football. And I thought, yeah, but also for a long time, football didn't feel like a place that I was welcome, and I think a lot of queer people feel the same way.
And I think even now, I think it's different with the women's game.
Yes.
Massively.
Yeah.
But I think even in the men's game now, there's still teams where you wouldn't necessarily feel great being there and being out.
And football and sport should be for everyone.
100%.
And so I did feel like it was getting better, and I felt like football was, at least they were making gestures in the right direction. And then to sort of host that ceremony in a country where their laws are so dangerous for queer people, and that wasn't being mentioned, felt really wrong, essentially. So there was a big period where I was thinking, like, maybe I'll go and do a pride march in Qatar, and I was sort of trying to work out how I could do it.
I would have been more worried about you if you'd done that.
That was on the table at one point as an option, because it would be noisy. But I didn't mind putting myself at risk, but what would likely happen is they'd let me get out, and then they would sort of make an example of someone from my team or whatever.
Yeah.
I couldn't put anyone else at risk in that way. And so I just felt like that wasn't the solution. So then I was thinking, like, how do you take on a nation state, essentially? They don't give a shit about me. They don't care what my opinions are. I've put a tweet out or whatever, they don't care. But then they obviously care about David Beckham, because they've paid him lots of money to be there. They've done lots of advertising with him. He sort of is a figurehead for kind of bringing a sort of Britishness and a kind of the Western world over to this event. And I felt like if I can convince him in some way or put pressure on him to make some sort of statement, then that's the most likely power that I have as me. So that was the reason to go via Beckham, essentially.
Yeah.
And so tried to put as much pressure as I could by essentially threatening him with the destruction of money. And said, yeah, I'll destroy this 10 grand if you don't pull out. And he didn't pull out, and then pretended to
shred it. What happened when you pretended to shred it? It wasn't straight away that you revealed.
No, I think we left it about 24 hours or so.
Were people going mad at you online?
Yeah.
Created
well, that was what
harm.
I was really scared. That was the scariest
Yeah.
bit, because seemingly I had destroyed £10,000 in a cost of living crisis.
Yeah.
And
real cunt move.
Yeah.
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 He didn't do it, but it would have been.
Yeah, not cool.
Not cool.
But it had to feel not cool for people to get riled up about it. And then you do the switcheroo, and hopefully some of that anger gets channeled in that direction, essentially. But for that 24 hours, I was scared physically. You know, I kept a very low profile, and Twitter was not nice about me. But they're not nice about me lots of the time, so I don't give a shit about that, really. But
I mean, Twitter's a hellscape. I'm amazed that you're still on there. We were together last night, and you were talking about Twitter, and I'm amazed that you're.
Yeah, I do think it's probably time to.
You're all young people. Give me a cheer if you're on Twitter. Oh, maybe it is still relevant.
That was about 5 people.
Was it?
I think one of them was an owl.
But they're tweeting, aren't they, owls? That's the thing.
They do tweet, owls. I would argue it's not a tweet.
It's a hoot?
It's a hoot. It's a hoot.
Okay. Did you ever get a response from David Beckham?
Yes, we got a statement from his team.
Sure.
Which was quite waffly, really. Sort of PR speak for essentially sort of saying that David believes that everyone should have access to sport, and we've got to go to other places and to progress it was nonsense, basically.
Yeah.
But beyond that, no, I've not heard anything from him.
Personally?
Personally.
He's not slid in the DMs?
He's not slid into my DMs, funnily enough. But yeah, the thing is, he was I don't have anything. I'm not against him in any way, really.
Yeah.
He was just a conduit for the
Making some
campaign
noise.
about Qatar. So it wasn't. Yeah.
Do you think you've become sort of, when I think of your early stand-up, you were always sort of really unapologetically yourself on stage and always really brilliant and really funny. But is it fair to say you've sort of accidentally become a political comedian? Like, all of a sudden, you're sort of often the go-to for like, do you think this is destroying comedy? What do you think about this, Joe? Joe should have an opinion on this. You must be asked constantly for your opinion on things.
Yeah, but don't you sort of feel the same? That, like, actually, we're all kind of political because of the state that we're in. Like, we kind of don't have a choice.
Yeah.
I know people say it all the time, but like being queer is like a political thing.
Being openly, being.
There are states that want us dead. You know, there's like whole nation states that want to kill us. So it's.
You wanted it. This is. We said we'll keep this quite light and fun, and then you dropped that.
I might sprinkle some other fun out there. You never know. The owl again. The owl. Yeah. So I think, but not even necessarily the queer side of things. I think it being, progressive in lots of different ways is under threat.
Yeah.
And we've lived under a right-wing government for
Too long?
ages.
Yeah, really, really long time.
So pretty much all of my adult life, I've been under a Tory government, and it's gone ever so well. So I think it's very hard to not be political, but it is, sometimes you sort of, one thing about politics is that I disagree with myself a lot of the time. I'll have a thought and then I go, no, that's not right. And then I sort of don't know what I believe in lots of things. And so to expect politicians and political parties to get it all right and to completely align with what my views are is impossible. So I get that it's complicated and you've got to kind of compromise and all of that and you've got to work together. But I do think the difference in the last few years is that it felt like you might disagree with the adults, but there were adults in charge. And now it feels like someone's given a series of dogs some ketamine and just let them run a country. That's what it feels like. So it'd be nice to just have some adults who can, take information in and think about it in charge rather than what we've got.
Yeah, it feels... Do you end up feeling sort of quite low about the state of...
Nah.
Nah? Fuck it.
Well, it's great material for me. I'll have nothing if the most wonderful progressive government got in, I'd be fucked. I do think this though, because you could. One thing that I get a lot of hope out of is, you can sort of get into there's so much horror in the world. There's so much. At any given point, there's people suffering in ways that you can't even imagine, and you can get overwhelmed by that. And what I like to think is, but also at any given point, somewhere a dog is being given a belly rub, and how lovely that is. That a dog's going, ooh. So there's really lovely, happy, joyful things happening all the time as well. So you've just got to do more of that, basically, and lean towards the nice things. And
lean towards rubbing dogs' bellies?
Rubbing a dog's belly. A piglet's getting its nose rubbed. Just something fun, nice.
Okay.
And that sort of steers me away from being too sort of depressed about it all.
And painting?
And painting.
You've become an artist in recent years.
Paintings, yeah. Any sort of creativity, any sort of making something is a good route out of that.
Is that where you find you're calm by doing stuff like that?
Yeah. And white wine. It's very soothing as well. But
what wine?
Any white wine, really.
Blossom Hill.
Blossom Hill, as long as it's cold.
Yeah.
I'd probably accidentally drink bleach if it was cold. You know what I mean? Don't drink bleach. Don't that be the takeaway. Joe said, I've become the new Trump. Yeah.
What was the sign for Trump? That's amazing.
Is it actually? That's so good.
What's your name? Vanessa. Give a round of applause for Vanessa, please.
Isn't it? Is it applause? That's applause. And
that that was nice. I sort of just caught that out the back. Yeah, it's great. Good to know.
Love that.
Now, I feel like asking you this question, I get sick of people asking me about it, but I do think it's something that people in this room might be interested in. Do you worry about sort of cancel culture? It's not something that I've particularly worried about, but you're someone that's sort of in the public eye in a way that's, first of all, in a much bigger way than me, but also because you do these stunts, because you take on big corporations, because you change your name to Hugo Boss.
Yeah.
You're that guy.
Yeah.
Do you...
When you list the things I've done to me, I think, I'm not well.
Yeah. We're all worried.
Yeah.
There's a splinter WhatsApp group.
Yeah. I don't particularly worry about cancel culture. I do think that things can sort of boil over and can run away with themselves before we've had a chance to properly think about them and, work on them. But I don't particularly worry about it because I think it's like one of a million other things that you could worry about. I don't sort of worry about getting hit by a car particularly, or I check the road and then I cross it. Lots of bad things could happen, but I think it should be low on the priority or low on the list of things to worry about. And also, I would love to get cancelled. I'm so tired. Have a little bath. And just
do some more painting.
Do some more paintings.
Be in your garden.
Nice rest. No, I don't. I think that doesn't. I don't think it's a thing really in the way that people think
it feels like quite often it's sort of right-wing comics or right-wing commentators saying you can't say anything anymore, but what they mean is consequence exists.
Yes.
It was very different, but. Do you get asked a lot about sort of woke comedy? Is that something? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And I was asked about it on a podcast this week, and I possibly talked too much about one particular comedian.
Is your Twitter ablaze?
My Twitter was ablaze yesterday. I haven't looked today. But I do think, there's this sort of sense from a certain group of, and generally it's sort of straight white men, who sort of think that if they don't find something funny, then it has no value and it's completely worthless. Or if they don't like it, they don't enjoy it, then it's completely pointless. And actually a lot of those people, they'll tweet saying like, you're shit or you're unfunny or you're a prick or whatever it is. And I just think, I've built up an audience who I really like. I love performing for my audience. They're lovely. There's a lot of bleached hair in my audience, a lot of blue and pink hair, and I love that. And it feels like a nice place to be. And I don't feel threatened with my audience. I feel excited to see them, and there's a lovely atmosphere. And so I don't really want those people there. So this idea, like, I don't find you funny, I wouldn't buy a ticket. Good. Great. Yeah. I don't want you there. So I think this comedy has changed a lot in the last few years, and there's space for a lot more voices and a lot more viewpoints and a lot less of that old-fashioned, often homophobic, racist, misogynist stuff. Do you feel the same? Do you feel like the circuit's different?
Yeah, from when so how long ago did you start comedy?
About 15 years.
Yeah, I'm about 13 years ago, and I'm sure it would be the same for you, but when I first started, I would definitely be the only woman on a bill.
Yeah.
I would definitely be the only queer person on a bill.
Yeah.
And
they wouldn't put two of us together.
Oh, no. I didn't meet Joe until last week.
Yeah.
But because I don't know what they thought would happen if we would gig together. But you would never gig with another queer person.
No.
It was unthinkable.
Well, I think they thought that basically any queer person would have this.
Gay.
Well, we'd hand out the leaflets.
We'd recruit.
But I also think that they probably thought we'd talk about the same things. I think that's probably how they justified it to themselves. Oh, women will talk about the same things.
Yeah.
We'll only have one of them. They didn't see the flaw in that, the fact that there were then 4 white men talking about the same thing, just fucking and their wives.
I remember being at the Comedy Store, and I was the only woman on, this is years ago, the only woman on, there were 3 white straight men on, and they all had routines about their wives liking candles. And they all did the routine, and none of them watched each other.
Wow.
And the first act got a few laughs for it, the second act people were confused, and the third act was like, for fuck's sake, this bit normally works. And it was because they were just kind of the same bald man.
And you were annoyed because they'd stolen your best stuff.
Yeah,
right?
and then I went on and did the bit about how my wife loves candles, and absolutely ripped.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot there's a lot of people speaking from a similar hymn sheet, I suppose. And now it feels like the gig we were on last night, massively diverse bill.
Hugely diverse, yeah.
Everyone's got a unique viewpoint, a unique thing to say. Everyone funny. Nobody died. You know, no one had a bad gig. Everyone had a nice time.
That's what Joe means by dying.
Yeah, no one.
When you die in comedy, you don't actually die.
Yes, that would be a really bad gig. Because they said that actually the full phrase is died on their arse. So if you actually physically died on your arse at a gig, what a way to go.
I mean, that's how I want to go.
Yeah.
Like she
on
dies
my arse.
on your ass.
Yeah. I'll make that happen.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just think it's just got better, basically. I just think there's still a space for people who want to talk about their wives and all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
No one's stopping that happening.
No.
There's just more space for other people to talk about other things. That can only be a good thing.
Yeah, I totally agree. So did you know what you want to take on next? Do you have things in your sights? Because you had a sort of, do you call it like a doc? Is it a documentary or is it just a show that was out this week about the sewage problem within the UK?
Yeah.
Which my mum rang me this morning and said, you're seeing Joe later, aren't you? And I said, yeah. She said, oh, tell him I love that thing about the sewage. She's very pro-sewage.
Very pro-sewage,
yeah. She shits straight into the sea, so it's really nice.
Probably the best place to shit these days. Right now, there's no project in production. But it is hard to sort of pinpoint the thing because, like this morning, actually, I say there's nothing in production. This morning, something angered me, and I was like, right, we're going to have to do something about this. And it's a local thing to Birmingham, really, so it's not like a national campaign, but it's something. I mean, Birmingham's fucked at the minute.
Yeah.
We've got the council have kind of they've gone bankrupt. And
how does that happen?
Underfunding, basically.
Yeah, right.
But
the Conservative Party, that's how it happens.
What I find very interesting about it is that they haven't tried to PR the cuts in any way. They've just gone, we're cutting children's services. Try something else first. They've really gone in hard, adult social care, all the stuff that is really important, actually. It's really bad. It's really bad. And if it was a bank, the government would bail them out.
Yeah,
but it's
of
not.
course.
It's just normal people, so they're just going to have to suck it up, essentially. And it's going to be really hard, and it's awful for the city, and it is short-termist and a horrible thing to watch happen to my hometown. But one thing I'm so enthusiastic about is that, and I know we'll maintain a creative spirit, and that we are a strong city, and there's a strong identity there, and that we will rally round and we will do the best we can. But we really do need more support from national government, and this current government are not going to offer it, so we need help, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, taking on any issue, you kind of look at that and you go, well, I could do that, and I could take... The post office is a great example. A few people came to me years ago about that story, and we did look at it, and it was so dark, and it was so not the place for a light entertainment comedian to be making a silly documentary.
Yeah.
It felt that it had to be done in the right way, and we always, when we do one of the documentaries, we always make sure that we can be funny about it, that we think we can actually make change, and that there's enough in it to sustain a program or whatever it is that we're doing. And the post office was just like, I shouldn't be funny about this. Like, it's not funny what's happened here. It's really serious, and I'm so glad that the way that it has come out is through that drama, because it's much more powerful, I think, than even just a journalistic piece about it, to see the way the lives have been affected there. But yes, so right now, I'm open for people telling me, what does happen when I say that is people go, my fridge hasn't been working for a couple of weeks, and I can't get through to, I'm not interested in fixing your fridge.
Okay.
But, if there's a fridge company doing terrible things...
You're interested in that?
I'm interested in the fridge bastards.
Okay. Yeah. Good to be across that. I was wondering if there's any questions from the floor before we sort of... There is. Okay, you're going to have to stand up. You at the back, you're going to have to really project. Is that okay? Because we haven't got a mic. Hi, Ollie. Yay!
Yes! Oh, look, we've got a microphone.
Well, I still have to... Oh, there we go. Hello.
Hello, Ollie.
Hi, Ollie.
I'm Ollie. I go to Birmingham City University. I'm here with them lot over there, my LGBT society. How's your garden going? That's my question. It's a really boring one, but I like your garden updates.
Thank you. So if you don't know my garden updates, I basically call all of the flowers slags. It's not highbrow. It's not... because it's the spring, there's not lots going on, but I planted a lot of bulbs that are about to pop through, which I'm very excited about, and I've got some grand plans for some garlic. But the thing that has really excited me this year is I bought a hydroponics kit, and all my neighbours think I'm growing hash, which is not true, lies. But I'm amazed by it. It's this little thing, and it grows you can grow stuff in the winter, and I've got tomatoes that are they've started actually looking like tomatoes in February, which is really exciting. And what I'm really excited about as a technology is that I know that they've just opened I think it's hydroponics in Gloucester, where they've got this huge farm, and it could be a real, because I thought, using hydroponics is very expensive and very bad for energy levels, but actually because of LEDs and whatever, it's now much, much more efficient to make...
I think you're really going around the houses to try and convince people you're not growing hash.
If anyone needs any hash, I've got loads. Thank you for your question.
Is there anyone else that's got... Oh, yeah, there's loads. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Do you want to go? Hello.
Hello, I wanted to ask about the very present issue / great thing of Lee Anderson's whip being suspended, I think an hour or 2 hours ago.
Of who being suspended?
Lee Anderson's whip.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's good.
Well, what's he done now? I actually don't know what he's done now, but he should have gone a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. I don't know enough about why he's gone, so I can't really comment on exactly why he's gone.
Same as usual, but now it's more public, I guess.
Yeah. The problem is that they're really in a jam because they can't push away people like him too far, because then they'll rebel and it will cause a headache for Rishi and he'll have to stand down. So they sort of are forced to entertain these people like Suella and like people, appalling people. Sorry, the best people. Sorry, I forgot I was right there. So not that I feel sorry for Rishi, but I think that, he's got to manage these things. I'm sort of amazed he's done it. It must have been a really bad thing that he said, but it wouldn't surprise me if Lee Anderson said a bad thing.
No, I think that's quite expected.
Yeah.
Anyone else before I do my last couple of questions? Do you want to go? The person in the denim?
Hello.
Hi. I'm Harrison.
Hi, Harrison.
Hi, Harrison.
So I was the former president of the Roehampton Students' Union last year. I would say things are very, very, very tough for sort of just being a student in the current climate.
Yes.
So I guess, what would you say when you were a student? What would you say was the most challenging thing about being a student?
Yeah. Well, the finances of being a student were bad when I was a student, and they've got way worse.
Much worse, yeah.
Much, much worse. And I think that is a real challenge, and I think it's really... it's happening in our industry. It's happening in a lot of industries that places that should be open to everyone actually are only open to people who can financially back it up, essentially. So as long as they've got a bit of, I did definitely fall on the bank of mum and dad in order to survive when I was at university.
Yeah.
And there'll be lots of people who just don't get that further education because of it. I think that was the kind of one of the main challenges. But I also think that there's no, particularly in the arts, there's no obvious progression. There's no one sort of helping you there, and so I think that having organisations. There's an organisation, a charity called Arts Emergency, which helps people get into the arts that wouldn't otherwise have access. And I talk about it in my stand-up show because it's just such an amazing thing. And I think things like that we should be doing more of, and getting more mentoring and more helping people get into the arts, because it's not a frivolous thing. Actually, if you invest in the arts, you get way more, like literally from an economical point of view, it's a really smart thing to put money into. I use the example of Bilbao invested in the Guggenheim. They had Bilbao was not a thriving city at all, and they got this amazing art gallery, and I think they said it added something like 200 million euros to their tax revenue over a period of time, because people came and people wanted to see the arts. So I think it's, for me, it's like helping. I don't know if that's answered your question.
Yeah, I think, sorry, what I was also going to ask is if you could fund anything for students now in 2024.
Fund?
Yeah, if you could fund.
So you're quite echoey, so it's not your fault, it's my fund anything for students. Shit. What do you want? I feel like the Chancellor now.
Don't give him the power. Don't give him the power.
Well, the course, education, that should be funded.
Yeah.
That's it.
Where are we on the time? Oh!
And then hash and crack. Alcohol. Donuts. I've gone mad with power.
We've got time for one more question. Oh, okay, yeah, just there.
Hi, I'm Catherine.
Hi, Catherine.
I'm really interested in the documentary, and I just wanted to ask when you think there's a place for comedy in documentary, and if you think it adds to like the authenticity, or if it's sort of like you think as a comedian you have to include comedy and that's sort of something you have to overcome making a documentary. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, yeah, it does totally make sense. Yeah, thank you. I generally, as a rule, feel like you should be able to make jokes about anything, but the joke's got to be good enough. And but within my documentaries, if you're trying to enact change, it is always a balance of trying to sort of be soft touch comedy, so you're not being too critical of the thing so that you can open dialogue, but still be funny about the thing that's in front of you. But I think for me, I think it helps, because one thing that lots of people don't want is to be made to look silly, and they don't want people to laugh at them, and that includes huge CEOs of companies. And so if you sort of make them look silly, weirdly, they're more likely to respond than if you just send them a statement saying this is wrong. If you go, this is wrong and I've just pulled your trousers down, they go, oh shit, I've got to, I don't know, it does seem to be effective, and it has one of the journalists that worked on the documentary about sewage was saying that he works on dispatches and lots of other investigations, and he said that it was really interesting seeing the press response to it, and felt that because I could go up and talk about the thing on Good Morning Britain or whatever, it allowed more traction and more press coverage, because you've got someone who can be silly about the thing. And I'd love to see more comics and more people in the public eye doing that sort of thing, because it's a really fun way of using a platform, and you can actually sometimes make change. So I think not being scared of being funny about these things is a good approach, but you do have to balance it. As I say, like the post office scandal, I just didn't think it was the right place for me to get involved in that, really.
I'm just going to, we're running over by a minute now, so I'm going to ask a last question very quickly. You just mentioned your platform. I think you are incredible at using your platform for good.
Oh, thanks, Suzi.
I think you're really brilliant at it, and highlighting sort of marginalised voices, and highlighting our community and people that, need their voices to be heard. I was just wondering, obviously we're at Student Pride and there'll be lots of LGBTQIA+ people here. I was wondering, just to close, whether you had a message for sort of queer people that are about to maybe embark on maybe more education or going into the workforce. If you could give them some advice or just a message, what would you say?
Yeah. Well, I think it's very easy when you get into an institution to feel like you don't want to rock the boat. And sometimes that's probably the right approach. But actually, by rocking the boat, you might actually make the boat a bit better. I'm going to try this analogy.
Yeah.
I've realised I'm on a nautical analogy, which is not my forte.
I saw the sort of the trust in it go from your eyes really quickly.
Basically, don't be scared to piss people off and basically say that's not right, and we can improve this, and you see it happening all the time. And it's the companies, the people that work at these companies, who push for representation and push for things to be better and more progressive, that actually make those companies better. But you need those people, so don't be afraid of that. If you go in somewhere and you think something's wrong, say it's wrong and explain how it could be better and be part of the change, because we can change things, and people are doing it all the time in brilliant ways. And that would be my message, really. If you're going into a corporate world, is don't let them grind you down.
Don't let the bastards grind you down.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. And keep sailing.
This has been a real pleasure.
Thank you,
should we
Suzi.
have a huge round of applause for Joe Lycett?
And Suzi Ruffel. Thank you very much.
National Student Prize, make some noise once again for Joe Lycett and Suzi Ruffel!
How amazing was that? That was so good.
That was great.
Do you know what else is great? We've got something very exciting coming up, guys. We've got a lip sync battle from two very special people.
Oh, yes, we do. We've got, it's teams. We've got teams.
And do you know who the two very special people are, Tia?
Yes, I do, actually. Do you
It's me and you!
Yeah! Imagine. We've got two lip syncs from season 5 of RuPaul's Drag Race UK coming up. After that, we have a lip sync battle where each of our season 5 queens have two teams competing for this crown.
And this microphone! No, not really.
Honestly, I wouldn't usually call it out, but this row of people listened to me say that whole thing and then said, no, no.
Close the doors. No one is leaving.
No one
Guys,
goes
we
anywhere.
need you because we're judging it, but there's two of us, and to make it fair, we need a third impartial vote. So we're going to be doing a clap for who you thought should win.
Clap for the Bing Bang Bong.
Clap for the Bing Bang Bong.
Very that. Should we do a lip sync?
I think we should do a lip sync.
Let's do our first one, all the way from Series 5 of RuPaul's Drag Race UK. It is Tamara Thomas!
Yes!
National Student Pride, make some noise for Tamara Thomas! Now, in the immortal words of Davina McCall, fancy another one? No. Student Pride, do you want another lip sync? Please welcome to the stage the lip sync icon from Series 5 of RuPaul's Drag Race UK. It is Caramel! Oh, that was fabulous.
This bitch, she really moved to the UK, found out we have free healthcare and said, I'm going to use it. I'm going to...
You did. You really did. Right, it's time for our lip sync battle. And it's all very dramatic. So we've got Tamara and Cara and a sofa. We've got Tamara and Cara as our team captains. Are you both ready?
We're ready. Is this on? Is the mic on?
It's recording.
Yes, baby.
It is recording.
Ooh.
Now we've got the two teams. Who are on our two teams, Charlie?
We have Dosa versus Kin, and then we have Tiny versus Waishi. Can we get our teams on stage?
Come on up.
Team Cara.
Look
Okay,
what it
come
says,
on,
Kin.
Kin. You're looking gorgeous. Come
Yes,
on. Give it up for Kinderlyn.
Sexy.
We also have Tiny.
The tiny gentleman. Come on. Come on stage.
Yes.
Fabulous.
We have Miss Waishi.
Why is she black?
And we have me,
Why
Dosa
is she black?
Cat.
Yeah.
Oh, little
Yes.
Miss
So
Girl.
Yes.
Charlie and I have now officially turned into Rue and Michelle at this moment
Look
in
at these
time.
big tits, I'm Michelle Visage. That's my impression of Michelle. And
You would go home at Snatch Game.
I would.
Based on that. You absolutely
Give
would.
me your RuPaul impression.
I don't know, just say something crazy. So our first matchup from Team Tamara, we have Dosa Cat.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Yes, please, come on, energy in the room.
And from Team Cara, we've got Kinderlyn.
Come on, Team Cara. Where they at?
Prior to tonight, you two were asked to prepare a lip sync to...
I don't actually know.
No, I can't remember. What's the song? Okay, yeah, what's that? Okay, yeah.
Hold up. I think I know what song it is.
Yeah, I think you might have just done it. I think I might. Prior to tonight, you were asked to prepare a lip sync to Crazy in Love by Beyonce.
By me. By me.
The time has come for you to lip sync for a place in the top 2. Good luck and ne merde pas. That's French. Play the song.
So crazy right now. Most
Get it, bitches.
girl, me, rush boy, young.
Yes, Kinderlyn. Hey. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Hey, come on.
Part 2, so crazy right now.
I look and stare so deep in your eyes. I touch on you more and more every time. When you leave, I'm begging you not to go. Call your name 2-3 times in a row. Such a funny thing for me to try to explain. How I'm feeling and my pride is the one to blame. Cause I know I don't understand just how your love can do it, no one else can.
Walk, fuck it up. Walk, fuck it up, bitch.
Got me hoping you page me right now. Your kiss got me hoping you save me right now.
Looking so
crazy your love. Got me looking so crazy your love.
We're doing a duet, bitch. Ow! Pop, pop, pop. Poppity, pop, pop.
When I talk to my friends so quietly,
Bitch, who you think he is?
look at what you did to me. Fitted shoes don't even need to buy a new dress. If you ain't there, ain't nobody else to impress. It's the way that you know what I gotta do. It's the beat in my heart gets when I'm with you. But I still don't understand just how you look and do it, no one else can.
Hey, hey.
Crazy right now, your love's got me looking so crazy right now. Got me looking so crazy right now. Got me looking so crazy right now. Got me hoping you page me right now. Yes, got me hoping you save me right now. You're so crazy, your love's got me looking so crazy, your love. Looking so crazy, your love. Got me looking so crazy, your love.
Young Bo, yo ho with a phone solo. Young D in the ROC.
OG, big homie,
Come on.
one and only. Stick bony, but the pocket is fat like Tony. Soprano, the rock handle like
Like Red X2.
I shake phonies, man, you can't get next to.
Genuine article, but not see no.
I sling though, if anything, I bling, yo.
Get it.
Star like Ringo.
Hey,
War
hey.
like Greensboro wreck. Crazy, bring your whole set.
Crazy in the rain.
Crazy in the rain. They can't figure him out, they like,
Hey,
hey, is he
insane.
insane? Yes, sir, I'm cut from a different cloth. My texture is the best firm chinchilla. I've been dealing in chain smokers. How you think I got the name over? I've been realer, the game's over. Fall back young, ever since I made the change over to platinum, the game's been a rap one.
Got me looking
up for Kindling and Dosa Cat.
You two assume the position. Before we make a decision, let's hear from our team captains. Now, Tamara, how do you think they did?
Listen, you have to have stamina to perform like that for the full track. Even I couldn't do that. Mine was 3 minutes. I hope no one was counting, bitch. Listen, I loved it. It was full of energy. I was impressed. What about you, Cara?
I was living my fucking best life the entire time. Weren't you?
Yes, please.
I mean, come on. They was giving us the shake, shake, shake. The walk, walk, walk. I mean, Team Pink is killing it. You too, girl. You too.
Now,
first of all of us on this stage are sisters, so anything we say is just love. But yeah, they absolutely killed it, and I had a good time, clearly, as I was singing the entire song. I wanted to jump up there with you, not gonna lie, and do it one more time.
Who knew Cara was a Beyonce fan? No one knew. That's brand new information. Thank you, team captains. Now, the final decision is actually ours to make. Yes, twist, ooh.
Wait, hold on. Before we do that, can somebody get my jacket from the side? What the fuck? I saw that shit fly off between Charlie Craig's legs. Where is it?
This doesn't get you any extra points, but
it's on the ground.
It's on the floor.
The team get my shit. Oh, am I allowed to say shit?
We're doing stage management. Cara, we are in the middle of a show, if you could. So, the final decision is ours to make. Charlie, are we going for Strictly Come Salsa or Hip Hop Victorian Ghost Child? Which one do you prefer?
Well, as the Michelle, I'm going to have to say that this is your decision because you are the Rue and I don't want to fall out with anyone, so please tell me who you think wins.
You said you want to get rebooked by National Student Pride.
I do.
Okay. It was a tough decision. I do love you both equally. But, Kin, as is tradition, every competition I judge, you lose. So, Dosa, congratulations.
Yes!
Yes, please!
That's all right.
Yes, please,
That's all
Team
right.
Tamara. Thank you.
You killed it.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry. That is based on entirely personal
Tomorrow
reasons.
it's another time.
Well done, baby. Miss Dosa. Yes!
Dosa and Kin, would you both like to join us on the sofa? Kin said, no, I'm going. Kin said, goodbye. No, you go and get your, there are custard
You get your
creams in the
drinks
bar.
on.
Can someone get us all a drink, please?
Dosa is moving on to the finale.
Yes.
But before that, I think we have another lip sync coming up, don't we, girls?
Yes. Assume the position.
Assume the position!
I'm ready for this one.
National Student Pride,
really
make
excited.
some noise for Why She Black and the Tiny Gentleman. Prior to tonight, you were asked, is this one Murder on the Dance Floor? Okay, work. Prior to tonight, you were asked to prepare a lip sync for your life to Murder on the Dance Floor by the film Saltburn.
Saltburn.
What? Pay attention, you're doing a show. Good luck and don't mess it up. Press play.
It's murder on the dance floor. But you better not kill the groove, DJ. Gonna burn this goddamn house right down.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I know about your kind. And so. I'll have to If you think you're getting away, I will prove you wrong. I'll take you all the way. Boy, just come along. Hear me when I say, hey. It's murder on the dance floor. But you better not kill the groove. Hey, it's murder on the dance floor. But you better not steal the moves, DJ. Gonna burn this goddamn house right down. Oh, I know. There may be others. And so. You'll just have to pray. If you think you're getting away, I will prove you wrong. I'll But you better not steal the moves, DJ. Gonna burn this goddamn house right down. It's murder on the dance floor. But you better not kill the groove. Hey, it's murder on the dance floor. But you better not steal the moves, DJ. Gonna burn this goddamn house right down. It's murder on the dance floor. But you better not kill the groove. Hey, it's murder on the dance floor. But you better not steal the moves, DJ.
Was fabulous.
That was some good shit.
Oh my
I don't
God.
remember that song being that long, actually. First, let's go to Cara this time. What did you think of our performance?
That was so fun. I mean, honestly, the jokes coming out of the both of you. Y'all were just literally going with anything. And that honestly is a testament of like true drag. That's like, the possibilities are endless when you're on a stage and you just keep going with it and rolling with whatever happens. Ms. Wifey, once you drop dead, Jesus Christ. I was like, yes, I want to drink that bitch's bathwater. Yeah. Saltburn style.
So, Tamara, what did you think?
Well, I must say, cheers to that and cheers to you, girlies. Wow! Wow! I saw death, I saw creeping, I saw prancing, I saw everything, I think. Did you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I loved it when you just collapsed dead on that floor and that little pussycat wig went,
Killed her.
bitch!
Then
Yes,
you
please.
stabbed the bitch. I seen it
Stabs,
with
we
your
saw grinding, we saw popping. I loved it. Fabulous, fabulous.
That was fabulous. Thank you, captains. Now, since you are the Michelle, she did one time host an episode, so I feel like on this one, the final decision is yours to make.
Oh,
Charlie
no.
Craggs, who is going through to the top 2.
I'm trying to think of another excuse not to have to pick. So I don't want to make
Wait,
an
sorry,
enemy.
who's on whose team,
Okay,
by the way?
let me think. Okay, in season 9, RuPaul famously said to Eureka, "We've spoken to the doctors, and it doesn't look like you're healthy enough to compete in this competition because of you dropped dead at some point. So I'm sorry, but we're gonna
Sorry.
we're gonna have to take Tiny through to the final. I'm so sorry."
The Tiny Gentleman, congratulations, you are through to the top 2. Why is she black? For medical reasons. For medical reasons, Why is she black? Cannot compete. I think it was probably the Stolly Vodka sponsorship that's taken Why is she out. Tiny, you are in the final. How does it feel? We've got a microphone. Yeah.
I have a microphone.
What do you want me to say? Just anything.
How does it feel?
How do you feel?
How does it feel to be a loser? It feels great. It feels amazing.
Yes! Yes!
Are we good student pride?
The
Oggy, oggy, oggy. I said oggy, oggy, oggy. Please give it up for my icon, the Tiny Gentleman, a winner. Got something to say, sir?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Used to go to the final, but I probably won't win.
It is indeed. Give it up one more time for Why is she black, everyone, as she leaves the stage. But, she's coming over here. Tiny, stay where you are. Dosa, please assume the position. These are your top 2 who will be competing for this very crown. Would you like some water? Yes, please. Have some water at this point, honestly.
Yeah,
We're
we
just
need some hydration.
making it
I've
our
got
own.
some water.
Now, Tamara, both of these contestants are actually yours, so you have low-key already won the competition, so well done.
Yet again, winning through life, babe.
But now, Cara, how does it feel to have lost both of your contestants?
What did you say?
It's a very echoey room. How does it feel to have lost both of your contestants?
We were on your team.
The last bit.
Stop!
So the premise
thought you were
was
on my
the
team.
The team sport.
No, but why she dropped dead for a reason? No, hell no. Hold up. I want a redo. A rematch.
You know what? If you could choose one of these 2 contestants to now be on your team, who would you choose?
No, we're not doing that. That's not fair, bitch.
That's not a nice question.
I didn't say they were going to be on your team. I
oh.
just said, who would you choose?
You know what? I did think at first that Dosa was on my team. And I was like, oh, they got all the people of color, I want you. I don't know who said it. But I love me some Dosa. So, and I know your talent very well, and I've seen you perform so many times. So if I'm gonna pick between whose money do I have on you, I'm gonna say on Dosa. That's just because I know her more. However, you were killing it too. So who knows? But they're both not on my team, so I don't care.
It's very much now the tiny gentleman representing the girls of Clapham and Dosa representing the girls of London. That is what is happening on this stage.
Girls.
Very that. Are you ready to compete? National Student Pride, are you ready for your final lip sync? Let's do it. Yes. Dosa, Tiny, prior to tonight, you were asked to prepare, assume the position, please, Tiny. You were asked to prepare a lip sync to Lady Marmalade. By various.
By various.
Good luck, and don't cluck it up. Press play.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Moulin Rouge. Where's all my soul sisters?
Bitch!
Let me get my flow sisters.
Hey, sister, go, sister, soul, sister, flow, sister.
Be independent women, some mistake us for whores. I'm still why spend mine when I can spend yours. Disagree? But that's you, and I'm sorry. I'ma keep playing these cats out like a tar. High heel shoes, getting love from the Jews. For badass chicks for the Moulin Rouge. Hey, sisters, soul sisters, better get that dough, sisters. We drink wine with diamonds in the glass by the case, the meaning of expensive taste. You want an itchy, come up, mocha chocolate. What? Rio Lady Mama.
One more time, come on.
Christina, Pink,
my
Give it up one more
God.
time for Dosa Cat and the...
That was so good.
Oh, so good.
Oh my God.
Yes, Alan, give it up one more time for your top 2, everyone.
Yes.
Right.
Fabulous.
Tamara, I'm going to come to you first for your...
Yes.
What did you think of our final lip sync, which I think was an 8.5-minute song?
Oh my goodness, I loved it. I loved it. Bitch, when you stripped that little 70s disco suit off with your 70s little boot. Are there 70s? Well, bitch, they are now.
They are.
When you stripped all this shit, I loved it. And when you just went boom, 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 boom.
Walk.
Walk for me, walk for me, walk for me. I loved it. Simply, it's got me off my seat.
Yes.
Cara, what did you think?
I mean, they both pulled out some tricks out of that motherfucking bag, didn't they? I mean, first of all, you knew you was going to be in the final. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Because you saved that fucking reveal to the end, okay, for the right time. And I'd just like to bring to attention the fact that your stoning outlines all your amazing musculature and lovely...
Turn around,
Please
turn around.
Turn around for the crowd. You see that ass crack? Yes, booty hole brown, and we love it. We love it. And then Miss Dosa Cat, when she gave us the walk down the memory lane over there. Yes, you were killing it too, darling. I don't know who would take it on this one. This is a hard one. Yeah, I'm done.
See, this is the thing, Charlie. I feel like it's going to be impossible for us to make a decision. What can we do?
I guess we could ask the audience.
Oh,
democracy! Yeah.
That's what Brian is all about. So we're going to do a cheer-off. We're going to say one of the names. The louder you cheer, the more likely it is that they will win this very expensive crown.
Neither of us got a crown.
Handcrafted. So, National Student Pride, if you think Dosa should be your winner, cheer now.
I think they both.
That was a big cheer.
That was a big cheer.
National Student Pride, if you think the Tiny Gentleman should be your winner, cheer now.
Killed it too.
I think it was close. I think that was. It was difficult to tell. It was difficult to tell. But it's still, it's quite a long
The
time.
clapometer in my ear is telling me,
Okay.
telling you the same thing. Should we mouth each other what we heard? Signing.
The winner of the most important prize in the history of National Student Pride, this very lip sync. And the winner of this crown is...
Tiny!